Okay, well, I'm up at the Polk 15 taking a little drone aerial video, and I just set up a blind right there. You can't hardly see it. It's almost invisible. So my farmer left me about a half acre standing corn. I got a little gap here between the wood line. They tend to come down this wood line, and a lot of them come out of this corner right here. That's where I see most of my deer. I have a licking branch. So I've got this blind here with a couple different shooting lanes, one that kind of goes that way and one that kind of shoots out here. I'm gonna say it's about a 25 or 30 yard shot to the wood line, so it's concealed. I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna come back sometime late season, and I'm gonna be hunting there on doe patrol, trying to take a couple does. This property is going to come up for sale, guys. If you're looking for a parcel in Polk County, 15 acres with a building site, maybe give me a call and we'll start talking about it. Thanks for watching. So this property has a little bit of timber, a little bit of corn, some really thick old pasture that's all overgrown. It's a great bedding area. No timber quality, but it does have a building site, and that's what brings it real value to the property. When you're hunting these small properties and you build on it, you know, you're going to lose a third of it, although the deer will get a little bit used to you coming in. When you build on it, they're going to be a little spooked. You're going to push them to the back of the property, but that's just the ins and outs of having a smaller property. But if you hunt it right, you hunt it with the right wind, always in your face, maybe stand the fringes, let the bucks come to you, you could do really well. You know, normally I wouldn't be out in the woods this time of the year, but I already killed my buck. But in order to get these properties set up and purchased right, I love to find them this time of the year because people are hunting. There's less competition in the woods. People think the business slows down, but it doesn't. I tend to find properties multiple times a year during this time with properties that are for sale or will be sold. So I would say get out there, scout around, see what the woods looks like. Maybe you got to sacrifice a little bit of time, but when you do, you get to see stuff like that. All right, so I am working my way through the thick stuff, and I just did a segment that said this is where the bucks like to be, and look, you see the size of this rub that I just saw, and this is what I'm talking about. Look at that. That is a nice rub right there, and it's in this thick stuff. There's a pond right over here. We got a cornfield there. We got cornfield. It's a transition spot, and that's why this buck is coming through here. Thick, secure, transitional pinch point. I'd like to run into him. I think I might have his picture, actually. I'll put it up next. Okay, well, here's a classic transition. There's a cornfield down around the corner here. This is the combine trail, and there's another cornfield here. So no doubt he's coming through here, but he's probably not gonna walk down this. There's a fence row over here. My guess is he's paralleling that, staying in the thick stuff, coming across and heading into there. So there's not a great place to get a tree stand here. Maybe a ground blind, definitely a camera. We'll be up here soon. This field is about 4.6 acres, and those clouds, cool, look at that. 4.6 acres. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna segment this up into smaller fields so the deer can't come out here and see. It's got a little undulation in the field, but I'm gonna get them out here in the daylight. There's a eastern edge all the way up there to that blind that's way off in the distance. I'm gonna block that in, and I'm gonna make this very secure. So I got a crossover right here. No doubt these bucks and does are using this. I won't walk on it anymore. They're coming out into this field. They're gonna be secure, and they're gonna have to move out here to check things out. And I'm gonna have a smorgasbord of food out here when I put the Vitalize system to work. So I'm trying to figure out where am I gonna put stands, and I found this clump of trees right here, because right in front of me is corn and food, and then right behind me with the right wind is some water. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a funnel of edge, and I'm gonna try to bring them past this spot to this spot right here. Another option would be to put a stand over there and come in from the south and shoot across this as they come in here, and maybe I can get some brush or something that positions them the way that I want. But that might be a better area, again, leaving this alone. And because on these small properties, you don't want a lot of scent out here. You got to be really careful. So I'll probably get a camera on here and see where they're approaching, but my guess is they're transitioning from these fields, coming past these trees right here, coming to get a drink of water here. I got stand site there for one wind. I got maybe a ground blind over there for another. Got a couple options. Okay, so these deer are going to be out in this field. If I want to get up the edge here, I got it right here wide open. You can see how I took a mower and I mowed the edge. This is my land here. This is not my land there. I'm going to be able to come around here on my e-bike, my Birch Growler. It is awesome. Check it out, driftlessebikes.com. And I'm going to ride it right up here. But I'm going to put a border right here of some type of screening material that's going to be 10 or 15 feet tall right here. That's just going to block everything inside there from being out of here. And I'm going to be able to ride with a northwest wind right down the side here to that blind that's on over the ridge, sneak in nice and quiet. All right, I've mentioned this in the past, how these old cattle pastures can be super good. And this is a good example of that. So this is all nice and thick, and this is where these deer like to be. Now, I'm coming through here now only because I've already killed an animal, but I'm going to leave this 100% alone. At one point, I thought maybe I would mow this trail, but they're already using it. So I'm sneaking into their bedroom right now. And again, the key on these small properties is you've got to have thick cover. And that's what we have here, but you have to leave them alone. You got to hunt from the outside in. Otherwise, you're going to spook everything out here one or two times and they're gone. So this will probably be the last time I walk through here until maybe one of you guys buys it from me. Well, I like to plant food plots, and I thought about putting more food, and I found a natural opening right here that I could easily do that. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize the impact here, and I don't think I'm going to plant this, but this could be really easily done. I might change my mind. Maybe I make it a perennial clover plot. Come in here, spray this dead, burn it off. But back on the other side of these conifers here, I do have a hidey hole food plot with a blind that I can access from the south, literally 100 yards from my truck. And if I'm quiet and I'm stealthy and I time it right with the right wind, I think I'm going to bring him in. So let's go there. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, a few weeks ago, this is what this food plot looked like. It was all this thick brush. I came in here with my small little tractor and I started cutting, and I opened up maybe a 1/8 acre food plot. It's really rough right now, but I did get it planted, and I put down some rye grain, which is really good in bad soil. And you're starting to see a tinge of it coming through. All this stuff here is rye grain, and it doesn't take a whole lot to add just a little bit of palatability to this food plot, and these deer will start showing up. Now next spring, this is going to grow tall. This rye will come up. It'll be up to my chest. I might have to come back through here and mow it. I'll probably have to amend the soil with some deer growth, some lime, or whatever, just to get it going again. But this could be a nice little food plot. And there's a stand right there. I get up in there and I got maybe a 40 to 50 yard shot. I could cover the whole thing. I left a couple brushy areas to make it feel a little bit more intimate. But I got food on the ground. We got a camera. We got a licking branch. We are getting a few pictures here. The next spring, this is just going to get better. This will be a perennial clover and chicory plot. Well, I'm laying in a food plot. One of you guys asked me, do you get that rye to grow this time of the year? Will it germinate? Well, here you go. This is all rye. That's what it is. So I overseeded this really heavy. I put this down at about 400 pounds per acre in a very small little area. And it only takes a little bit of moisture, and this rye will start coming up. And I think since I planted this, there's been zero moisture. I don't know that I got any rain at all on this plot. So moisture from dew, maybe a couple of sprinkles, got this rye growing. So this will look awesome next spring. I'll definitely show it to you. Well, that's it, guys. That's the Polk 15. We got 2 of these box blinds, a small food plot, a corn plot that'll put in Vitalize next year, a water hole. We got a little bit of timber. We got a building site. It looks awesome. So that's how I'm setting up this small property, hunted from the outside in, really good scent control. This is the last time in. I'm capturing deer pictures, and then this will come up for sale at some time in the future. So if you guys are interested in a small property and you want to give me a call, I'm open for suggestions. Who knows? at the right price, you could buy it. I'm Neil Hogger. I'm a land specialist with Whitetail Properties Real Estate. Thanks for watching.